let's look at the lesson stages. The first lesson stage while planning a lesson should be a warmer. A warmer can also be called a starter. Like for example, when we go to the hotel to eat something, usually the starter is very interesting for us. Sometimes it happens that children in the family just eat the starters and they are very happy and satisfied with their meal. They don't go for the next meal because they are already full with the starters. So the warmers or the starters, they play a fulfilling sort of feeling in the lesson. So it sorts of fills up the lesson. So the warmer can be just anything the teacher can think of. It can be a game, it can be an action. In case of the students coming from primary school, the teacher can just ask them to do an exercise, or she can just ask them to clap their hands and say, I am clapping my hand, or I am singing, or I am dancing. So the teacher can just ask them to do the action and describe the action. So what is the purpose of warmer? The purpose of warmer is to motivate the students that we are going to do something very nice today, which you are going to enjoy. Secondly, the students, they become alert because of doing something different. Also, there can be activity with the higher level students and the secondary school level students that the teacher asks them to run to different corners of the class and look at the charts which are on the wall and come to the board and write any word that they look at the charts on the wall. So this can also create a lot of activity, especially for those children who are kinesthetic and visual learners. They love to go, look at the chart, bring a word, take the marker, go to the board and write something, and there's a lot of movement going on. It is possible that the class would be noisy, and sometimes in my teachers' training sessions, the teachers tell me that this is not very much appreciated in their schools. But if the teacher can manage the class well, I don't think the school authorities would object if they find that the students are learning out of the activity. The teachers are supposed to be convincing the school authorities that this is the way a lesson is made more interesting. There is another very good activity which is called running dictation. The group of students who are participating in the running dictation could be 4 or 6. Sometimes, if there are less number of students in the class, there can be just pair of students working on it. So that means you can carry on with this activity of running dictation having a pair or a group of 4 or a group of 6. So what the teacher needs to do is, just before she starts the main activity, she tells the students to get into pairs or get into 4s. Then she tells them 2 of them are going to be the writers and 2 of them are going to be the readers. Or 1 of them is going to be the writer and 1 is going to be the reader. So she places some text on the walls in different corners of the classroom. For example, she puts 4 different texts in 4 different corners of the classroom. Then she tells the readers that they have run to one of the text and read a sentence from there, bring back that sentence while running, and then they tell the sentence to the writer writes the sentence and the reader goes back and gets the other sentence. When they finish doing that, then they sort of check whether they have done the correct reading and the correct writing. The students love to do running dictation while running in the 4 corners of the classroom.